Let's talk about it. Yo. Classic, man. Get Rich or Die Trying. Listen, this beat's beautiful, man. How many beautiful beats are on this fucking album? Woo, let's talk about it. Okay, Get Rich or Die Trying. Shout out to X for mentioning this because I actually had no idea that this was the 20th anniversary. I completely forgot. So let's start with the beginning, I guess, of this sort of Get Rich or Die Trying journey. Okay, I think I had heard, I'd heard 50 before, definitely. Get Rich or Die Trying, definitely had. So I heard How to Rob. That was the first time I ever heard 50. I used to hear him when he was in the, he'd be in the Source Mag, he'd put out ads. I think this was Power of the Dollar days. And honestly, I wasn't really like huge on him. I liked How to Rob. I thought it was hilarious. But it was just like a kind of a cute song to me, just a funny song. And it was different. It was unique, just a dude coming out and be like, I'm gonna rob, how I'm gonna rob a bunch of dudes. There was humor to it. But that was kind of it. It wasn't like I was loving it necessarily. And so then 50 kind of vanished to me. I wasn't really paying attention to him. And then he comes out the gate with this shit. You already know what I'm talking about. He comes out the gate with a song called Wanksta, right? Woo! It's 50, aka Ferrari F50. Oh my god. When this dropped, man, I really can't underestimate, and I can't really tell you just how much this shit was. It rang the fuck off. Not necessarily in the pop world. I didn't get that sense, but in the street, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, I remember listening to this shit. Where was I? Oh my god. I think I might have heard this. I probably heard the song in Canada, possibly, but I definitely heard it. So I remember this is December of 2022. So this is before Get Rich or Die Trying came out officially. But I was hanging out in the Bronx with my cousins, and I heard this shit every fucking where. Like he had the streets on fucking fire with this record, and like the whole thing because he was going after Ja Rule. Everyone knew it was about Ja Rule. I mean, when I tell you that grown ass men were running home to try and catch 50 on 106 in Park or whatever, like it was crazy, man. This shit had the streets on fire, and I fucking love this record, and I still do. Obviously the classic lines, damn homie, all that shit, we got guns the size of Lil Bow Wow. There's so many things in this song that made it phenomenal. So I hear this and I was like, holy shit, this is 50? You see the video, he's strong as fuck, he's talking greasy, you know what I'm saying? He looks amazing. I remember that whole the Hummer or whatever that he's in with the bad chick, like the girl next to him was super cute, and it was just like, whoa, complete reinvention to me. And then I think at that point, that's when I started digging and going back and listening to some of 50's other stuff that I had missed, like Ghetto Quran, and which is cool. I like the song. I don't necessarily listen to it like that. Thug Love with Destiny's Child, which is really dope. So I was like, okay, all right, let's see, and this is the funny part. I remember after Wanksta, I was in. First of all, I was all the way in with Wanksta. That alone was like, yeah, I'm listening to whatever this guy drops. I appreciate this dude going after Ja Rule because I did not like Ja Rule. And this is coming from someone who bought his first album, Ja Rule's first album. Ja Rule, to me, went too far with that singing R&B bullshit. Way too far. And I was just like, how is he getting away with this? So when 50 came out and started just attacking the dude, with Wanksta and some of those skits were hilarious, where Ja Rule sings the hits and shit. That shit had me dying. So I definitely was very much Team 50 early on that. So I remember going back to like late December. Um, what happened? I think my cousins. So my cousins in New York. I go to Nigeria for the December like Christmas vacation. So this is like coming back to New York. Like this is maybe early 20, yeah, early 2003. So I come back to New York for like a second, not very long. But my cousins live in the Bronx, and they're like, "Yo, wait till you hear in the club," because in the club wasn't out officially, but I think it was like it had leaked or something like that. It was kind of like it had leaked on the street, and I remember my cousin had like kind of like a weak copy of it. So when I heard in the club, the first time I heard it through him. I'm assuming. I can't. My memory's foggy on this one. But the point is, I remember hearing in the club the first time and being like, huh? Like, this is not good. I'm sorry. This is not the kind of follow up that I would have expected from 50. This is not a great song. But I heard a really bootleggy version, and I think I only heard a little bit of it. And I remember thinking the beat was super basic. I was like, this is the most basic beat. Are you fucking kidding me? Wait for it, right? So, I'm back in Canada. I'm in high school, sorry, I'm in university, my first year of college. I'm outside for real, for real. Okay? Now, Get Rich or Die Tryin' drops, or the In the Club single officially drops. I'm in the club the first time I hear the song for real. Okay? This dude goes, go, 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 shorty, it's your birthday. And when the beat and when it kicked in, I was like, oh my God, is this the fucking joint? This shit's nuts. And when he said that, go, I remember chicks losing their fucking mind. Like, really losing their shit. And so, oh my God, it's my birthday, all this shit. And I remember thinking, oh my God, like, this song is genius. Like, it's always going to be someone's birthday at the club, even if it's no one's birthday, someone is going to claim it's their birthday anyway. But I remember thinking that is a brilliant way to start a fucking song, because it gets, especially the ladies, it gets them hyped like a motherfucker, right? So I'm listening to the joint in the club, and I'm just like, oh, this shit's going stupid hard, because that beat is hard. That might be it's easily one of the best Dre beats ever. Real talk. It goes dumb hard, especially when you hear it loud with the bass. Dun, 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 and this part with the guitar licks. Crazy beat. So this is what made me go, oh yeah, I gotta cop this fucking album. Like, this is retarded. Like, this goes dumb. So I copped the album, and I start to listen to, obviously, the whole thing, right? Now, the songs that I love, the one that I loved right away, and honestly, this was like my most played album of 2003, easy, because I mean, I love this. This was basically my first year of college, but this was the joint that really did it for me. I know you like my style. This is this is actually the one I really loved, straight up. For some reason it just spoke to me. I thought it was just funky and like different and kind of unique. And looking back on it, I've always been attracted. I'm a head, man. Like, I like head shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even when I was like in my sort of casual days, I was always attracted to the raw shit anyway. Like, I've always been like that. You know what I'm saying? So I've just gotten more and more into like the raw shit. You know what I'm saying? But I love this record. Like, him and Tony Ayo and like the whole thing. Like, I really love this song. I used to play this all the time. In fact, anytime I was gonna step out, go to the club, you know what I'm saying, try to get that confidence up, you know what I'm saying, because you're gonna go out and meet some girls, whatever, I'd play this. You know what I'm saying? I had girls over in my room, I play this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love this record, like my style. Know you like my style, I'm trying to think what else really spoke to me. Many Men obviously was fire. I like that song a lot. 21 Questions was ringing off. That was a big single at the time. People loved that shit. And I like that song a lot too. What else was on here that I really spoke to me? That was the ones that, like, I would say right away that I kind of like gravitated to. Oh, P.I.M.P, of course. And let's not forget I don't know what you heard about me. This, come on, man. There were so many bangers on this fucking album, man. This rang the fuck off. I remember after In the Club like came and like crushed buildings for a while, then P.I.M.P was like the joint you would hear everywhere, and 21 Questions especially. Yeah, love this joint. And let's not forget that around that time too, Magic Stick was out. For those of y'all who know about Magic Stick, the Lil Kim and 50 record, that got serious play. Oh my god! And I'm surprised to this day they never did a video for that shit. That song was people of my age, we know, like a lot of freaks. Oh my god, man, we got a lot of action on that song, man. That shit was. You heard Magic Stick in the club, it was like, all right, find, mission, go find a girl right now. Go find a guy right now. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. So, that song was amazing. But yeah, 50 was huge. In a way, I'd never seen a rapper that big, and it felt bigger than DMX, to be honest with you. And I was around for DMX, but 50 was something else entirely. And I say this because what I liked about 50. Or I should say, what I thought was interesting about 50 compared to someone like DMX is that obviously DMX was amazing, but DMX was a rapper. 50 was kind of something different. He was definitely a little bit more pop to a certain extent. He was definitely more accessible, but there was a way that 50 was doing it where it still felt like straight up hip hop. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like that again. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it was almost like 50 is almost like DMX meets Nelly in that regard, right? The hunger is there, the grit is there, the threat of violence is there, and all that shit. But the accessibility of the songs and how he's putting them is like Nelly, and it still feels like rap. At the time, it really did feel like 50 was the biggest rapper ever, and again, in a way that wasn't corny. Like, the casuals came on to 50 hard. Like, 50 captured them very, very, very quick within the club. But again, it didn't feel like, oh, this is just for the casuals. It was like, no, we fucking love this record too, right? And like I said, I do think that In the Club is arguably the greatest rap radio single ever. I could give it that. Because honestly, it really just like, it was so huge. There's nothing like it, man. All these guys that say their songs are big and the Migos and all that shit, it ain't In the Club, man. In the Club was something else entirely. I mean, that shit really, really ran shit, okay? To the point where, again, I'm saying casuals, old folk, everybody was like, oh, I like this song. I mean, we like this song. So casuals love the song, hip-hop fans love the song. That's some rare shit. You don't see that like that. On that level. Number one on Billboard for who knows how fucking long. You know what I'm saying? So I give 50 credit for that, for sure. Anyways, I'm trying to think what else I remember about this album. Oh, yeah. This I slept on, but I warmed up to this song, something crazy. G-Unit. We ain't here. Oh my God. Yeah. For some reason, I didn't really know this song when it came out, but when, like, as the years passed, I remember hearing it somewhere and I was like, wow, what is this song? This song's fucking crazy. And it was this song, What Up Gangsta. I love this joint. This is, again, one of the best songs on the entire album. Has this beautiful, like, ending sort of into, like, the end of the beat too, especially, is gorgeous. High All the Time has that shit too. Like, there are things that these guys did production-wise on Get Rich or Die Tryin' that is phenomenal and still holds the fuck up. So let me go track by track. Obviously, What Up Gangsta, phenomenal. Patiently Waiting, I remember this being really big among the casuals and the white hip-hop listeners because it had Eminem. I never liked this song, honestly. I don't care for this beat, and I don't really hear anyone playing it anymore. But it was huge at the time, for real. Many Men, obviously, phenomenal song. In the Club, eternal banger. High All the Time, classic, phenomenal. He never cared for this song, even back then. I was like, If I Can't, this was okay, but this was not a song that I really played like that. It was cool, but not for me really. Bloodhound, I don't even remember the song. Back Down, uh, I don't remember that song. It's okay, but didn't play it. P.I.M.P, straight up loved it. Mr. Porter did P.I.M.P. Wow, that might be the best beat I've ever heard from Mr. Porter. Like My Style, Rockwilder. Shout out to Rockwilder. That was a phenomenal beat. Poor Little Rich, never liked the song. 21 Questions was classic, instant classic, I would say. Really liked that song. And Don't Push Me and Gotta Make It to Heaven, didn't listen to these shits. Really, I don't even remember them. Wanksta, obviously, classic. Life's on the Line, pretty good. That was a good, decent song. You Not Like Me, I don't even remember that song. So the songs to me that didn't get me at the time, they never got me. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think there are songs on here that are kind of like, the only one that, like I said, that I didn't notice at the time that I loved was this one, was What Up Gangsta. But all the other shit that I thought was phenomenal back then is still phenomenal now. It's interesting to look at this in hindsight because I feel like ultimately this album, it's kind of was a sign of things to come in rap. And I say this in a sense because 50 was an interesting rapper in the sense that he didn't really have bars to me. I remember thinking that, even back then. Like, I was listening to this shit and I was like, yo, I love this album, but this nigga got no bars. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was interesting. And he was very different from what I expected from a New York rapper. It did feel like he was going southern with it. And he even says, I'm a New Yorker, but I sound southern. He even says that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was true. Because it was... The posturing wasn't quite there like what you would expect from a typical New York rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, the bars weren't really there. Like, every song would have a bar, where you would remember, I lay back, a burn and wonder, if gangsters bump my shit, can they hear my hunger? That's a crazy line, by the way. So every now and then there would be, he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing. Another crazy line, right? So there are all these little lines in the songs, but it wasn't like you were listening to somebody like a Ray or Ghost or Nas, and the way that they were sort of flexing with the real energy and the real edge, right, and delivering these sharp bars to you. 50 was more like singing to you. He was rap singing almost the entire time, and it was dope. Don't get me wrong. Of course, it's phenomenal. It worked, but I remember thinking like, this is kind of like, I hope like most of rap doesn't go this direction. You know what I'm saying? It works for him. And sadly enough, rap went this direction. Obviously, people copy things to lower, someone like 50, who's one of the greatest rappers ever, I've told you this. Someone will come out with something new and unique and do something special. And then people will take that and water it down and run it into the ground. Like less talented people. People do this all the time, and it's frustrating, but it's the nature of the game, I guess. A lot of people are followers, and most people are not leaders. But when 50 did it, it was cool. When you do it, and I say you obviously in general sense, it's not good. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have the vocal power and presence that he has. The hooks are not as catchy and interesting and just sound as good as 50 when he did it, and obviously the production ain't there. So I feel like subsequently after this, I heard watered down versions of this, very much so, in rap. Even from 50 himself, I heard, watered down versions of this album. So, all in all, shout out to Get Rich or Die Tryin'. Great album, great time. Takes me back to college when I was outside. So I heard all these joints in real time, partied to them, the whole nine. And it was good. It was good days, you know what I mean? So, and lastly, I was going to say, the power of a great rapper, something like this. I remember there was a guy in my college. I haven't seen him since then, probably. It's been 20 years. But I remember there was a dude who, he actually kind of looked like 50, kind of same sort of face shape and similar build. And when I tell you that this dude used to just get gross without speaking, when 50 was raining, like, we would go to a club and it was like, any dude that looked like 50 and kind of had the muscle shirt or whatever, all that shit, it was rap for those guys. Like they were slaying everything. You know what I'm saying? So that's the power of a great rapper, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you know, 50 was really that guy, man. Like, the music was hitting. Girls loved this dude. They loved his look, the roided up look. It's interesting in hindsight. There was this one fine sister in LA that I remember talking to, but she was older. And she was the only person she told me, she's like, I wasn't really into 50. I didn't really like his look. I was like, wow, I guess there's always somebody. But she was probably like the only person. I remember women going absolutely nuts over this dude's looks. Like, obviously, you know, even when he shot it out Vivica Fox. Like, I mean, like, you can do shit like that when you have the power of the media behind you. You're a handsome motherfucker. You're making the craziest, like, biggest songs anyone's heard almost ever in the rap game. You can say shit like, yo, what's up, Vivica? Like, live on stage and, like, get away with that shit. So, yeah, man. You know, interesting times and interesting album. You know, hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what your, you know, favorite track is, your top 3 favorite songs on this project. It's hard for me to pick 3. I would say that, yeah, it's hard for me to pick 3. I couldn't even tell you, man, because I do like the songs I love, I really love, and obviously the ones, like, I know the songs I do not like, and that hasn't changed. But, like my style, I think is probably still up there because, again, you know, memories and stuff like that. I love that song. In the Club is crazy, man. That song's crazy. Anyway, peace and love, y'all.